Good morning, everybody. Just waiting for it to be 7. There goes Hazel walking past. And there she goes again. Just waiting for it to be 7 o'clock. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Grace. Remember to say hi so I know you're there, because sometimes you don't come up. All I can see is eyeballs. And I'm not quite sure whose eyeballs are on my eyeballs, if that makes sense. Okay. Oops, now I'm crooked. Oh, good-o. I think we're all good to go. Okay, so as I posted this morning, I wanted to go over the power of our thoughts and the power of our emotions and how this can affect us at that cellular level. So there's something I want you to think about. Everything in life starts as a thought. And this is quite a deep thing for you to think about. So everything that you touch, see, use, everything was someone's thought to begin before it became something. Yeah? Everything that was invented, everything that we see was someone's thought to begin with. That's actually quite a powerful thing. So think about the power of that, the power of our thought. So we know that if we think about something long enough, we can manifest it if we're moving everything in that same direction. Mornings. Morning, sis. She's just in the other room. Anyway, that's okay. All right, so the power of the thought. So here's the thing. When you continuously think about something, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you're changing the body at the cellular level at that particular point. And the more that you use that thought pattern for whatever it is, be positive or negative, you're reinforcing those feelings within the body. Good morning, Dell. So we make these little neuronal packages of these little thought processes that we have. So, for example, let's say it's something that you went through in the past. Let's say it was something that was quite traumatic. Well, you're reliving that every time you go back there. And I know I have mentioned that in some of our previous lives. But it's relevant within this as well, those thoughts that we have during the day. Good morning, Claire. So I want you to think about this. Our thoughts are so powerful. As we know, we have everything we have because of someone's thought process. I want you, if you've got a pen and paper, I'd like you to write this down. And after you finish watching the live, I'd like you to try this. So last week I mentioned saying this out loud. I don't have to, but I get to. When you say, I have to go and pick up my son, or I get to go and pick up my son, the feeling is the feeling that you have when the words are coming out of your mouth, which affect the thought, which affect the mood, which affect the body. Yeah? Make sense? So, things we need to really, really think about. We need to stop using the words, I hope. We need hope in life, but what I'm saying is when you say the words, I hope, you're actually telling your brain you do not believe what you have just said. When you say the words, I hope I can earn more money. I hope I can get a bigger house. I hope I can buy a new car. You're basically saying to your unconscious mind, which you have no control over, you're feeding into that you don't really believe what you're saying. But if you reframe that, so last week we did reframing, but today I want to talk about it with regard to how we think. So if you changed that to I know, the change in your physiology as you're saying it actually makes a massive difference. So I want you to try that. I want you to try changing I hope in a sentence with I know I am going to get a new car. Yeah? Try that and see what happens. There's two more I want you to think about. I need. When you say I need blah, 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 whatever it is that you're saying you need, again, you're sending the wrong signal to the mind. These things are really important, guys. And it's important when we start to think and check as we're talking. Excuse me, I actually need a drink out of this drink bottle that someone thought about and then produced. Okay, so we want to change a sentence where we're saying I need. We want to think about changing that to something like I'm abundant in this, or I need to be more positive. I have abundant positive thoughts. If you use the words I need, your brain takes that in, makes us feel a little needy unconsciously, not consciously. This is why I'm bringing all this stuff up, because we don't know that this stuff is going on in the background, which then affects you at the cellular level. That then affects everything else, your mood, how the brain's working. So just a quick reminder, when you are in fight, fright and freeze, or in that stress response, a few things happen. You shut down your medical cabinet. We'll talk about that in another one at some other point, but we have our own medicine cabinet within, our own painkillers. If you're in stress, fight, fright or freeze, that gets shut down. The other thing your body cannot do when you are in fight, fright and freeze is it cannot heal. So, if you are in that state, your body finds it very hard to heal in fight, fright and freeze. So we do want to make sure that we're watching what we're saying. The other thing that we want to try and get rid of out of our vocabulary is I cannot. I can't do that. Or I can with some training. Or I can't do that yet until I've had some training. Or until I practice that some more. I can do that once I practice, as opposed to I can't do that. Hear the intonation in your voice when you say those things. Exactly like, rather than saying I have to, saying I get to, hear the intonation and feel it. I want you to feel the difference in your physiology when you actually verbally say these things. So promise me that after you've watched this, actually sit down and try that. See how you feel. Remember, please, hashtag replay if you watch this on replay so that I know you have seen it, because I get over 100 eyeballs on it, but I don't know who the eyeballs are that are looking, and I'd like to know, if that's okay, please. Good morning, Lisa. Nice to have you on board. So, cut those three thought processes. Don't use the word I hope. Change that to I know. Feel the difference. So write that down, say it out loud. Change I need to I am abundant, or a word like that, whatever you want to use, but don't use I need. Your brain does not like that. Changes you at the cellular level. And stop saying I can't. Say I can once I practice a little more. Or I can. Or if you do really want to use the word can't, you have to put the word yet on it. Your brain needs to hear this. It really, really does. So important for your ongoing longevity. And it is anti-aging. That's what everything I'm giving you, the end result in this will be a fitter, stronger, more resilient you, ladies. Talking to you. Okay. So, all of these things change you at the cellular level. And it is a matter of catching yourself. Now, you're going to hear me say that a lot because that's what it's about. It's about that in the moment acknowledgement that what's going on in here does not align with where you're heading. Yeah? Get that? Good. Alrighty, moving right along. If If we don't change this, it is impossible. Good morning, Pauline. It is impossible for your body to be able to heal and change. So you must really think about that during the day, catching that thought. The other thing I want to talk to you about today is catching yourself doing the following 3 things. Again, these negative things have such a massive impact on our body. When we blame, or we say things like, good morning, Yvonne, when we say, I deserve, or you say, I'm entitled. Blame, deserve, and entitlement, when we come out with those words in a sentence for a context of whatever it is that you're saying, you need to really stop and think. Stop blaming others. Stop feeling you are entitled to something. I know I'm being a bit harsh, Stop blaming, stop thinking you deserve, and stop that entitlement thinking. And not getting off track, but surely you must have noticed that some of our young people are constantly blaming and feeling they're entitled to this. Deserve, I deserve. We have to go out and make these things ourselves. Nobody's going to hand anything to you on a plate. We all know this, but what I'm trying to get you to do is think about what you are saying, what you are thinking. So the power of our emotions, the power of our thoughts, the power of our actions over your health. This is what this is about. If we want to live a really, really long, healthy life, because it's pointless having a really long life and you're not healthy. You need your strength, you need your mental strength, you need your cognitive processing, which we all know. But so much of it depends on what you do in your day and how you think. You may have a goal that you want to improve yourself. I'm always on that personal journey of how can I be the best man I can be. That's why I want to bring you all these things. I'm doing all of the reading and then coming and sharing this information because this stuff changes your life, because this stuff changes you at the cellular level, but it takes time. You can't think positively for one day and catch yourself for one day and then for the rest of the week, I did it for one day. That's enough. No, it's not. Catch yourself all the time. Why did I just think that? And no, hang on, rewind it, and then say it again in a more positive way. It's absolutely fine. It's like with bad habits, breaking a bad habit. How do we break a bad habit? Easily. When you catch yourself doing the bad habit, let's say, for example, you really need to focus on whatever it is. Or it could be anything at all. It could be work-related, it could be chore-related, but you want to get head down and you say to yourself, right, you set yourself a goal and you say, I am not going to pick up my phone while I'm doing this. This is a bad habit. Yes, we get distracted. Good morning, Maggie. We get distracted and we pick this up when we should be focused on something else. I'm only using this as an example. So let's say you catch yourself in the middle of a bad habit. It's actually okay to finish that bad habit, but this is really powerful. Follow it up with a good habit. For example, let's say you promised yourself you were not going to eat the cookies in the cupboard. And all of a sudden one falls into your hand, ta-da, and falls into your mouth. Yummy. Follow that up with something that maybe you should have done instead. Practice maybe some mindfulness or some breath work or go for a little walk. It only has to be 5 minutes. But follow up a bad habit that you're trying to change with a good one. Now, again, we're working on the neuroplasticity of the brain and how it reacts when we change things in our life. Now, I know, because there's so much science behind everything I'm telling you, when you find yourself in the middle of doing a bad habit, now you could stop it immediately and go, oh, that's right, I told myself I wasn't going to do that. Catch it, put it away, and then, even if you only did the bad habit for a little bit of time, then go and do something good for a little bit of time. Take 30 seconds, a minute, to do some breath work. Something for you that is going to be good for your health, as opposed to the thing that you were doing that maybe wasn't quite so good for you. Yes? Because a bad habit is obviously something we're trying to break, so break it with a good one. But don't beat yourself up. Don't go, oh, I've done it again. Don't do that. Go, oh, okay. If you find yourself, I'll pop it down and then continue on with something that you should have done. Yep. That makes sense. It is a really good way to break a bad habit, but don't beat yourself up for starting the bad habit. Catch it, stop it, replace it. Slowly, over time, your brain will accept that, and it's going to go for the good habit instead of the bad habit. Because the thing is, generally before you carry out something you're trying to get rid of, there's a trigger of some sort. If you can find out what the trigger is and you can catch that trigger point before you carry out the bad habit, maybe somebody annoys you, or you hear a noise and go, oh, something shiny. Like, not all of us have the same capacity to focus. That's okay. But slowly over time, you can train yourself to have better focus by catching yourself in the moment, stopping the behaviour, and replacing it with something that is good and you want to continue on with. Okay. The thing is, when we're having negative thoughts, this is what it's indicating to you. It's indicating that you have fear over something somewhere. It's indicating to you that you have shame, guilt, anger, fear, loathing. All the things that I talked about a few weeks ago that we stuff into our backpack. When those negative thoughts come up, it is an indication that you have an unmet need somewhere in your body. It is. This is why, this is the way the body works. So when we understand that, when we understand those feelings of fear over something, our brain is basing on a conditioned response from your past. I'm always getting you to acknowledge in the moment so you can find out why. If you guys keep glossing over everything, which I know we do, we all do it. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I felt that, and I don't know what was that, but I haven't got time to think about that right now. If you don't, write it down. Actually write it down quickly so that you can think about it at a later time. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you eating? What did you smell? What did you hear? Remember, every single sense can be a trigger for a thought in the unconscious to trigger a feeling from a conditioned response. Does that make sense? Yes, Lesley, that does. It makes perfect sense. Sorry, no, I'm not. Okay, so sometimes the doing comes first. The belief comes after. Sorry, I have an ant infestation and they're everywhere. So if you see me doing that, it's because I'm trying to slow the progress until the people can come and spray them. Anyway, I digress. So yes, sometimes the doing comes first and then the belief comes after. That's okay. It's okay to not entirely believe what you're saying, but the more you say these positive things, catch the negative thought, turn it around, reframing like we spoke about last week. Because the power of your thoughts and your emotions on your longevity and your physical and mental age is huge. It's absolutely massive. We try and put in really good food. We try and move our bodies as much as we can. But sometimes we forget about what we're doing up here can actually be the difference between a healthy body and an unhealthy body. So I think you would agree that, good morning, Kathy. I think you would agree that if we can control this a little bit more, slowly, in little increments by what I've suggested today, so remember, everything starts with a thought. Everything we have in the world, everything you see, touch, and use, with someone's thought. The power of your thought is as powerful as that at changing you at the cellular level. So a quick reminder, stop saying, I hope. Say, I know. Feel the difference. Write those words down. How does it feel when you say that? One feels empowering, one feels like it's dragging you down. When you say, I hope, or I know, listen to the difference in my voice. When I say, I need this, I need that, or I'm abundant in that, you don't have to use that word. You can find a word that you feel is better for you. Change I cannot or I can't with I can. Hear the difference in intonation. How do you think the cells in your body react to that? They change physiology. The physiology changes with the intonation that the brain hears, takes it in, reacts to that. So if you've just come in, please watch the replay of this, because this is really important. Make sure you've got a pen and a piece of paper with you as well, so you can write this down. And I want you to practice that. Like I said last week, when you say the words, I have to go and do that, or I get to go and do that, it changes so much within the body. So, again, this week I've given you a little bit more to think about. Yeah, we've talked about reframing last week. Week before that, we talked about all the stuff that we stuff in that backpack. If you haven't watched all of my videos yet, you can go back to the guides section, and there I've got each week set out. So the week 1 was guide 1, and then as I'm doing these, I'm dropping them in the guides so that they're easy for you to go back and watch. Okay, I do have a little bit more that I was going to go through, but I think I'll leave it at that for this week. But just remember, when you are in stress, when you are anxious, or if you're a little bit depressed, your body cannot heal itself. And this is the start of a lot of the problems we have within the body. So do not leave yourself in that space. That's why I'm here. If you need my help, you know where I am. All you got to do is reach out. Do not leave yourself in that space. If you're struggling to reframe, if you're struggling to catch that thought and you need the skills and tools to be able to control that, please let me know. Do not leave yourself in that state. All of you have a sensational day. Remember, we change one moment at a time. Live in your now. Live in your moment. Yeah? I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Live in the past, that's depression. You live constantly in the future, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there, what they're going to say, what's going to happen, in that negative connotation. That's stress and anxiety. Live in your moment now and let every moment take care of itself. Yes, we've got to have plans and you know what you're going to go and do tomorrow, but don't stress about tomorrow. How about you enjoy today? Listen to the birdies, see the beautiful clouds, see the sunrise, see the sunset, see the way that the light hits the trees and all the beautiful things that are out there when we're not stuck in our own head, catastrophizing. So catch yourself. We can. Yes, we can. And we will. Okay. All right, lovely ladies. That was your Monday motivation. If you didn't catch it all, remember, go back, do replay, do #replay for me so that I know you've seen it. Have an awesome day. Yes, we can and we will. Catch yourself and reframe those thoughts. Mwah.